Yo, Elliot. This question refers to a comment that I made in one of my videos the other day where I made mention of the fact that I ran a 4.340 at 220 pounds. Our friend wants to know, what the hell do you do? He says he's been lifting for 1.5 years and running track. What the hell do you have to do to be able to run a 4.340, especially at that body weight? Very first thing is that I'm gonna burst your bubble by sharing the fact that I'm genetically gifted in both speed and strength. So I'll tell you what I did, but unless you got my mommy and daddy, chances are you'll get something different. And that's just the way it is with everything. We're all gifted in our own particular way, shape, or form. We should discover what our gifts are, be grateful for them, magnify and develop them, and not be jealous or resentful, not that you are, of anyone who has a gift that we don't have. That's really our purpose in life here, folks, to figure out what we're really good at and maximizing the shit out of that. So, what did I do to be able to run 4.34? It was completely by accident. I trained with this strength and conditioning coach at the university, and I was eating like a madman. I was 220 pounds, but I was fat. I was eating a lot of food. I was pretty soft. The thing is, the training that he had us do was all centered around powerlifting and jumping. So every single day, this guy was nuts. I mean, he trained our asses off. But every single day we lifted heavy and we did tons of sprints up the bleachers, tons of bleacher sprints. We do drills up and down the bleachers just all day long. Hopping, one leg hopping, sprinting, sideways. Brr, 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 brr. So I mean, the lifting routine, there was nothing very unique in terms of what a typical university strength and conditioning coach would have you do. Squats, deadlifts, power cleans, right? Followed a typical powerlifting periodization. But I think the speed that I had that season, because I mean, I don't remember being that fast in high school, and I'm sure as hell not that fast right now. I think it was a direct result of the amount of plyometrics, low-level plyometrics, mind you, because it's not like we were doing huge jumps. We were doing broad jumps every once in a while, but it's not like we were doing lots of box jumps or anything like that. We weren't jumping tremendously explosively. We were doing tons and tons of stadium stairs, and it sucked. I mean, it wasn't a day that passed by that someone didn't puke or pass out when we did these goddamn stadium stairs. And the story goes, right? There's an interesting story. When we got to the end of the off season and we were doing all the testing to see, what our numbers were before we went into the summer, they had me run at 220 pounds as, fat offensive lineman. They had me run my 40, right? And they had two guys with the clocks. And they made me run it, and they both looked at each other and they shook their head. They wouldn't tell me what, I thought they just fucked up. And they were like, oh, sorry, try again. I ran it a second time. And these motherfuckers looked at each other. I mean, mind you, I had to wait till everybody else was done. I had to run it a second time. They looked at the clocks, looked at each other, and were like, no. I was like, what's the problem? I'm getting tired here. I want to go home. I got things to do. And they say, you ran a 4.34, but this can't be right. Right? So you've got to run it again. And I'm like, I don't even know what a 4.34 means. I have no clue, because I really wasn't comparing myself to anybody else. I didn't know what a standard 40-yard dash should be. So I was like, whatever, guys, just get it right this time. I ran it the third time, 4.34. They were like, you're a fast motherfucker. And then they decided to make me a running back. And told you that story in a video earlier this week. But that's it, man. It's a combination between beast genetics and running up stadium stairs while lifting heavy. Hope you can reproduce that. Good luck. Yo, Elliot.